Happy Friday, happy weekend. Today, in a few hours, around 12 something, today in the Eastern New York time, the moon will shift out of Taurus and moving into Gemini. And this, so that, we are approaching to find the full blossom of that Gemini full moon that's coming in on Sunday, very early morning Sunday. So we are gonna witness the big full moon on Saturday evening, but the full moon takes place about 4 a.m. on Sunday, the 15th in Eastern time zone. Now, I really love this moon. I'm really loving the how the planets and cosmic orchestra are creating the symphony that is speaking to us. I like this symphony so much. Not specifically about this Gemini full moon, but there's just so much happening that is just, it's just the pure loud voice of change. And when I recorded the full moon reading yesterday, and I was really thinking about change as this is a time, right? This is a mutable energy. A lot of mutable energies are present. Oh, 3 of Cups. Beautiful. Now, 3 is a kind of a interesting thing that I've been thinking about also. This, we want to be standing on the point of Trinity. We want to be standing outside of the yin and yang, the light and dark. The full moon is the opposition of the sun and moon. There is an energy of Venus and Mars opposition, right? The polarization, opposing energetics are very strongly present with us. But rather than being pulled in between those opposing forces, can we try to stand on that third point of Trinity to create like a different dimensionality even? That's how I feel. Like, how can we play a role of creating the energetic field that do not keep us trapped within this, good or bad, right and wrong dichotomy of this duality? No, we are moving through this. We are becoming that force of change, the force of alchemy, the force of mutation. If we want to become that force of mutation, we cannot be trapped and caught up with that same old patterns of reality, same old foundation, right? We cannot build something new if that foundation was the same. If that foundational structures are old, the new divine temple we are trying to build, it's not gonna thrive. I don't know if that's a good example, but you know what I mean. It's like the Four of Sword is, yes, it's the foundation, right? 4 is a number of foundation. 4 is a number of solid ground. 4 is a number of stability. And 4 of Sword does reminds us to be patient, choose not to rush into anywhere, right? This full moon can make us be very agitated and anxious if we want to find an answer right now. No, this is the moon. Our mental power can be profound, right? It can chase something, it can want something, it can feel overwhelmed because of those changing theme that's coming in, or polarizing forces battling each other, or internal conflict a lot, right? But this card showing up reversed, like we gotta pull us away from that mental realm, and we want to turn on curiosity. I'm gonna be curious to see what happens if I choose not to react to this situation like I always do. How can I turn on the curiosity of like enjoying this ambiguous, frustrating, deep fog that I'm under? I cannot really see it clearly. It's kind of triggering. It can be triggering us to go crazy in a way. Sword, Knight of Sword. Okay, a lot of mental agitation can be present, but Gemini is the Hermes, Gemini, the Mercury, right? It's the magician. It's the magic that lies within our mind. We want to turn on that magic. We are here to expand our awareness, to try to see everything different. Nine of Cups is the lucky card, right? Usually in the past, it is every time they were told, that I was told from my teacher, that this card was considered as a lucky card. If this card shows up, everything is gonna be fine. It's the card of happiness and joy and contentment and satisfaction, right? It's the card that reminds us to dream big. In order for us to dream big, we cannot get trapped in the reality that we are facing right here, right now, right? We dream because we want to shift and tweak and change the energetics of reality. Or even if we are happy, then that's good, and it's good to stay in a sense of contentment. But under this full moon, yes, polarizing energy, right? But the polarity is the force of love. The polarity is the magnetic force that bring people together or bring things together. The polarizing forces of the male or female, or fire and water, or sun and moon, right? It's the right side of the brain, left side of the brain. When we could, as a Hermes, as the magician, as an alchemist, bring those opposing forces together, there is this spark of creativity and magic that expands from that polarizing forces, right? Gemini is all about duality, and Two of Cups showing up reversed. This is the card that is reminding us to find the essence of singularity that courses through everything, meaning be that archetype or be that essence of wholeness that is you. You're not missing anything. You're not lacking anything. There is nowhere else to go. There is nothing to achieve. There is nothing that we're missing. Can we sit in it and really claim that in our mind? That's the new structure we are trying to create within our mind, because that wholeness, that sense of wholeness and complete and oneness and supple energy is who we are, right? We are the eternity, we are the universe, right? If we are claiming that we are God, the creator, what is the God missing? Nothing. God can never ever miss anything, because it is whole, right? There is no past, there is no future, there is no luck, there is no I wouldn't say there is no abundance. I think everything is abundant. The universe is extending and expanding constantly, right? Expansion is the natural path that we all are taking, regardless, right? Everything is evolving, growing, expanding, everything. So we want to let that flower to blossom with our, remembering to return back to that fullness of that lotus blossoming within each of us. And the more and more that we choose to find that sense of wholeness and like be in it, right? Not just thinking and then the next moment we get frustrated. No, be that powerful, right? Like I was thinking earlier, like be like, looking at the tree or nature. A lot of people say this, but trees wouldn't be comparing them to other trees, and they're not feeling luck, or they're missing anything, or comparing and frustrating and complaining. No, nature wouldn't do that, right? And our spirit nature wouldn't do that either, right? This is just the human brain who's constantly, we've been conditioned and programmed to feel we're missing something, we're lacking something, so we buy stuff to support, or we reach, right? Like it's a conditioned state of the mind, and we want to remember that and keep shifting our awareness back to that primordial, kind of primitive, instinctive, intuitive nature of the spirit. Page of Cups. It is the pure divine innocence of the spirit, playful, childish, curious, explorative, adventurous. That is who we are. And under this full moon, we are really clearing all those conditioned aspects of self, all those old dreams, all those old self-concepts. Next year, a lot, right? We are going to move through that 0 degrees Aries point, a lot, right? Starting with the North Node, crossing over that 0 degrees Aries point, starting at the very last day of 2024. And in the springtime, Neptune, Saturn, they will all cross over the Aries degree point with the sun, spring equinox at the end of March into the April. Big shift. We are just starting to prepare for that great big change. Like I think we are remembering back, we are returning back. I think more and more people are realizing this is not the way to live, or or some certain norm that we've followed for so many years, generations after generations. We know something is not working for us. We know a lot of people are just stressed out. Something is wrong here. We are just wakening up. Something is wrong here. And the more that we are wakening up, the more that we are returning back to that self-love, love of self, love of God, love of life, right? Love of all. Blessings. Anyway, I hope my talk, I don't know, I felt like I went all over the place a little bit, but today, moon is coming into Gemini. This Gemini, that the moment that moon ingresses into Gemini, it will create a trine to Pluto that is in Aquarius, still at 0 degrees of Aquarius. It will speak to Ceres. Ceres is an asteroid of self-nourishment, self-nurturing, self-love, right? Love of self. We take care of our body. like we take care of the earth, because we are the cells and particles of the earth. Now, after that, the moon will speak to the Venus also. The moon in Gemini will also speak to all the fire signs. Early fire is the North Node, and early Libra is the South Node, right? Karmic shift. A lot of karmic turning is happening now. Pivotal turning. And please hold a will for that change. Take change as a sacred ritual. I was thinking that, and this morning, this word, rite of passage, came to my mind. Take change as a rite of passage. It's the sacred passage for our growth, for our evolution, for our expansion. We as humans tend to hold on and fear change. We grip onto stability. We grip onto, right? We get kind of addicted or dependent and really attached to where we feel safe and secure, and changes can freak us out. But really, 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 those big changes are the significant moment, right? The process, the passage that just breaks us open and take us into the higher plane of reality. So take any changes that's happening in your life, in my life. I would like to take that as a sacred passage, and may we hold some kind of a sacred ritual for this full moon. Full moon is a culmination point and releasing point, right? Completing point, honoring point of, so that, we can honor the process of change, which is the natural rhythm of everything here within this universe, right? So yes, wishing you a beautiful day today, and tomorrow and Sunday is the full moon. But enjoy those Gemini moon time, because we can receive a lot of downloads and we can shift our perceptions quite profoundly, as long as we hold that strong intention and excitement for change. Yes. Thank you so much for listening. Peace, peace, peace.